expert. Now, if you haven't met Mark, if you've been to some of our masterminds before, you know Mark. One thing that I love about Mark is he's a phenomenal teacher, which you'll see here in a second. But he's also a student. I know it's clear to me. It may not be clear to all you guys yet, but it's clear to me why Mark is as successful as he is. Now, he's not going to tell you how successful he is. He's not going to brag about how successful he is. You would not know it. But he has built a thriving business, a business that you should be proud of. I'm sure you're proud of it.
Yep.
You should be proud of it. You've served clients. You've made a name for yourself in multiple communities. I don't ever see you beefing or in the middle of any nonsense. You're just a class act in this industry and somebody who is a gifted teacher, So it's kind of interesting. Also, so many of you guys probably recognize him from our digital products blueprint. He was gracious enough to do a training on creating digital products, which still to this day has delivered an incredible amount of value to our clients. And many of you guys have probably gone through that. But this, I don't know if your face was on that, but now you're putting a face to the voice. And it's kind of interesting because Landon Stewart and Chris Stapleton, couple of young hustlers who have worked their way up in this industry.
Sharp guys, man.
They were talking about, and we actually zeroed in on one of their ads. And one of the things that I noticed about their ad, let me go ahead and just, let me pull it up here real quick because you're going to talk about lead magnets. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I showed one of their ads, and they basically are building their entire business around kind of driving traffic to a landing page that looks like this. They get people on a ManyChat list, and they promise what? What's that right there, everybody?
Lead magnet.
That's a lead magnet. And I specifically called them out in this ad because they gave us some stats around their advertisements, and they're doing really well, right? I gave them some props. We talked about using props. We talked about, and this is another word for this thing that they're giving away in this ad, is a lead magnet. So, and I talked about, Mark, how I wrote this book last year, and we've done tens of thousands, almost probably 100,000 sales of this ebook.
Incredible.
But we don't give them away. I only went to FedEx and got 3 of them printed because I wanted to be able to hold it up in the ad, right? I wanted to be able to hold the lead magnet or the prop up in the ad, because when you show and demonstrate that thing that they're getting, and you could give them that visual, or if you're good enough with copy, you can describe that visual, then you're going to increase your conversion rate. So you're somebody who's driven hundreds of thousands, if not millions of clicks, and generated tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of leads. And you know a thing or two about creating, getting the traffic that you pay and spend your hard-earned money on, and converting that into leads and sales. And so, guys, I want you, it's our last session of the day. Mark, if you got to go, then you got to go. But I'm going to turn it over to you now to go ahead and talk about this really important topic. And I'm going to I'll be here, but I'm going to be listening intently. And if you need me, then holler at me. But with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you, my man.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it, man. And I'm excited to share this, because this is really first off, great to be here, guys. What can I say? I mean, I love Legendary Marketer. One of the things that attracted me to this community is I met Dave really just a few years ago, and I'd always known Dave from his Empower days, and knew Dave, but really had the pleasure of meeting him a couple years ago. Went down to the Legendary office when I was living in Florida. It's about 40 minutes away from me. And really what drew me to this company to come in and do training and be a part of the community was one word: integrity. And for me, I've been in the online game now for pushing 12 years. And one of the things that I've learned over the years is there is so much crap online. I mean, there is so much crap being promoted. And so I, over the years, have built up a reputation with my audience. And I am so picky about who I align myself with. And just getting to know Dave and hang with Dave and see him, I mean, it's been an amazing, you guys are in the right place. That's what I'm trying to say. You've aligned yourself with somebody who has a super high level of integrity, and I'm proud to come in and train and be a part of it. So I'm definitely excited today to share on this topic. I've put a presentation together for you to give you some visuals and to help you understand. But the lead magnet, which is what we were talking about here, when you're generating leads on Facebook, it is crucial. Facebook or YouTube, or you're using Facebook groups or whatever your strategy, solo ads, media buys, whatever, it's all works like, based on a lead magnet of some sort. There's got to be some type of value that the person sees in order to take action on what they're doing. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen here, and that way we can hop on this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my video off here too. And you guys see my screen okay? You good, Dave? You see that? All right. All right. Okay. All right. You guys see my screen okay? I just want to make sure we're good. I think we're good. Okay.
Yep, it's looking
awesome.
good.
All right. So I'm going to talk about here, guys, how to easily create a super targeted lead magnet that brings in laser targeted leads and sales. Now, in just a second here, I'm going to show you some of my stats from a campaign that I recently ran. And honestly, I think it's going to blow your mind. Okay. One of the things that we have constantly heard over, the last couple of years is, Facebook ad costs, they're going through the roof, they're going up, the cost per lead is getting higher. It's this, I've heard that in a lot of marketing messages, and all I have to say to that is, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay. Because I'll show you the results that I'm getting, and you're going to see that it really comes down to a laser targeted lead magnet, something that has super high value for your particular audience, and how you can create one very, very easily and have it look super professional, and you'll be able to find out who your exact audience is and really, really target them. So what we're going to cover here today is the importance of building an email list. Okay. I'm going to hit on this just briefly. And why, if you're not, you're putting your business at serious risk. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you about this because this is so crucial to online marketing today. It grates me. It makes me want to, stab myself with a fork every time I see somebody say that email is dead. And I see ads out there all the time that say email is dead. Start texting your customers, and they drive me crazy because the way I drive business, every single month in my business is through my email list. It's a highly engaged email list, and it's super important that you build that. I'm going to talk about how to create your own personalized lead magnet to suck in leads 24/7, the essential parts of your funnel that create authority and to build your brand and get sales. Okay. I'm just very simple what I'm going to show you today. Anybody can do it. This is something you can do if you're promoting Legendary or your own products or whatever it is that you're promoting. This will work for you. Okay. It's worked for me. It's worked for tons of my students, my clients. This is what I teach them and show them. And so we're going to talk about a simplistic formula. Very, very easy. Something, you heard Dave a little bit earlier talk about, Dagan Smith. He was the king of never picking up the phone. And, I knew Dagan back in the day. And, but I'm going to show you something that I actually learned from him probably 10 years ago. And it causes me to get 80+% opt-in rates. And it's insane. How to avoid the biggest mistake marketers make when they build an email list. Okay. So here's some of my recent results. I just want to show you this. And this is a campaign I ran to a new lead magnet. Okay. Just recently, I set it at $50 a day, and I got 835 leads at $1.66 each. Okay. Now, believe it or not, I actually have some campaigns where I'm getting even cheaper than this. Okay. And I'll tell you what, prior to really implementing this strategy with lead magnets over the last 2 years or so, I was getting leads at $5, $7, even $8 each. Okay. And I kind of stumbled upon this and I started implementing this more and more because I started to really take myself back to the basics. You know, one of the things that I call it the curse of knowledge is that sometimes we learn so much that we actually stop and we forget some of the very, very basic tenets of online marketing. And so I started going back to the very beginning. I had actually heard somebody say one time, a regular old lead magnet, those are dead. And that planted a seed in my mind and I stopped listening to that. Well, guess what? I went back to it and the results that it's yielding are pretty amazing. So $50 a day, 835 leads at $1.66 each. That's 81% lead magnet conversion on the capture page. I got 5.26% front end sales conversion that's a $27 product. So I made $1,188. Now I have an upsell in there as well. And on this particular funnel, it's a $77 upsell and I got about 15. So you can see that I got 44 sales here on this campaign and that's another $1,000 added on to it. Okay. I didn't calculate that in here, but I just want you to keep that in mind. So if I'm just going based on the front end sales, you can see that I spent $1,300 over $1,388. I made $1,188, not including the upsell. So I made more than that. And I also on the back end, okay, I have a team of people that I work with that, contact with our customers. We check in with them. We have a whole system put together where we reach out to our customers. We make sure they got what they needed. We make sure that they're able to log in and get access to the product, which is super high touch. And we also have a process where if they, it's very low pressure. It's, hey, are you interested in kind of, seeing where else you can go with this? Are you, we really want to work with people that want to further their goals. Are you interested? Oh, getting a call there. Should have set that off. But that's how it works. And we ended up getting 4 high ticket sales at $3,500 each for $1,400 in commissions. Okay. In sales. That was total sales of $15,188 for a total profit of $13,799. And again, that's not including the upsells on the original front end funnel. And so you can tack on about another $1,000 on there. This is how using a very targeted lead magnet can make you that kind of money if you set it up properly and you really understand it. But it all starts with the lead magnet. Okay. So these are my results. Obviously, results not typical. I've been doing this for 12 years. I understand a lot when it comes to lead generation, but I knew back in the day when I first got started online that the one thing I had to master, like I knew that if I wanted to be successful in my business, I knew that if I wanted to make a lot of money, I had to master the art of lead generation. So it set me out on a quest back in 2008 to really learn how to generate leads. That is all I have focused on until I started really mastering it. Then I started focusing on how do I convert better? How do I connect better? And that is what's led me to where we are today. So I've got a lot of experience under my belt. So if you're brand new and you're seeing these kind of numbers, just know that it comes with practice. It comes with getting better. Dave said that I'm a student. I am. I go to, I've been invited to speak at legendary events and I love it. I love it. Anytime Dave, asks me to come out, I clear my schedule, whatever I can do. But I've also gone to legendary events just to strictly be a student, because I want to learn. Like I'm constantly in learning mode, but I'm also in application mode. So that's very, very important. So this is the power of generating leads. By the way, this is all through email, not talking ManyChat, which I love, by the way. ManyChat's amazing, but this is all strictly through email. So why do you need to build an email list? So very, very important. Okay. Now, Chris and Landon were out talking about a Facebook group. I love it. Facebook groups, so powerful. They're amazing. But what do all these platforms have in common? What do they all have in common? You don't own any of them. Okay. This is very, very important to understand. Facebook groups are awesome. I have my own. I use them for my clients, for my students. I use them every single day. The key is though, is you don't own them. You don't know if one day Facebook's going to disappear. We don't know that. Then you may wake up one day and Facebook says, we don't like your Facebook group and we're going to delete you. It's happened. And this is why you have to have something that is yours, that you own. Now, I learned this, what I'm about to share with you, I actually learned this from Russell Brunson, okay? And, but it's very, very important. There's 3 types of traffic, okay? There's traffic you control. So you're talking about like paid traffic. I want some traffic, I can go put up an ad, okay? I can, really focus on the paid marketing side, okay? There's traffic you earn, where that is when somebody promotes you. So for instance, if I have an offer and maybe I have affiliates, I have people that would promote my stuff. That's traffic I earn through trust. You know, a lot of you got, and you guys are here in the Legendary community. Why do you promote Legendary? Because you trust Dave. Absolutely. You trust Dave. Dave's amazing. He's got incredible integrity. Of course you'd want to promote him. But that's traffic that Dave has earned through building a solid reputation in the online marketing space of somebody who knows what he's talking about. I can't even begin to tell you how much I've learned from Dave in the couple years that I've been in the Legendary community. So traffic you earn is when somebody promotes you, and traffic you own. This is the goal. This is your asset, your email list, the customer list. This is what our ultimate goal is. Okay, I've the whole thing with email is dead. The reason email is dead to some people is because they don't know how to email, okay? Sending out constant pitches to your email list is a very, very quick way to get very little engagement in email, okay? There is a way to nurture people, to connect with people. I treat my list more like a social network than I do an email list. That's why I have a highly engaged list. Okay, so these are the 3 types of traffic, and our goal is to ultimately get people on that email list. So because that's traffic we own, we can send out an email, we can send traffic to anywhere we want. Okay, so your entire goal, again, is to convert all traffic into traffic you own. So here's the lead generation process. So first we get traffic. It must be targeted traffic to a targeted offer. Now, targeted traffic is, a lot of people I've seen especially with Facebook ads, okay? And I love Facebook ads. Facebook ads, I've been running ads on Facebook for years, okay? I've been running ads on YouTube as well. I've run ads all over the place, really, but I really love Facebook ads. But if Facebook ads aren't working for you, 9 times out of 10, it's either your copy or you're targeting wrong, okay? And it must be targeted traffic to a targeted offer. So for instance, if I'm selling things that have to do with dogs, you don't want to be, just targeting animal lovers. Okay. You don't want to just be targeting, cat owners. You want to be specifically drilling down into finding out where those dog lovers are. Where are they? And and making sure that you're targeting them specifically. Okay. And we send that traffic to a capture page. Okay, that capture page, when they put their name and email, phone number, whatever it is you're collecting, it goes into a follow-up sequence, which is email, and that's where potentially a sale is made. And this is the basics of lead generation, and it's the basics of a funnel. But I want you to think about the lead magnet, because that's why we're here. We're talking about that first step, okay? But think of this. Getting a sale is like a pie. Okay, think about this for a second. Look at this pie right here. And a pie is your product, whatever it is you're trying to sell. It's the whole pie. So let's say there's a digital product and it teaches you everything about how to get leads on Facebook. Let's just use that as an example. Okay, you're looking at, and when they get that whole pie, boy, that pie is yummy. Boy, it gives them all the details. It gives them all that they need to succeed. Well, you know what your lead magnet is? It's a slice of that pie. Okay, so think about this. The whole product, the lead magnet is a slice of it. Okay, how many times have you eaten a piece of pie or maybe something else that you love and you're like, oh man, it's taken everything in me not to have another piece. You see what I mean? It's you getting a little bit of a taste of the overall pie. This is what a lead magnet is. Okay, and this is so important to understand, because if you get this, you're going to get what I'm about to talk about. And we're going to go more in depth on it. I'm going to give you some exact specifics on how you can build one. And, you could do it very, very quickly. So what is a lead magnet? It's an irresistible lead bait that gives value or a piece of the overall pie to the prospect in exchange for their contact information, which is usually their email address and sometimes their phone number, depending upon what your business model is and how you put it together. But here's a lead magnet 3-step formula. We're going to go into detail here, okay? Again, you want it to be target market specific. So let's talk about Legendary here. If you are promoting Legendary Marketer and, your goal ultimately is to, you really want to, and I'm going to look at the chat here, and let me ask you this. Who do you think, put it out there, that would be really inclined to want to be a part of Legendary Marketer? Go ahead and throw it out in the chat there. Give me a few examples and we'll kind of key off that a little bit. All right. So who specifically, who would like, maybe you're looking for people that would like to promote Legendary Marketer. Maybe it's somebody that, is in a different niche than affiliate marketing. Okay. So we've got a couple new affiliate marketers. Awesome. Startup for an online business. People like you. There you go. Close to retirement, looking for a new career options. Okay. So let's key off of, since we've got a lot of affiliate marketers here, let's key off the affiliate marketing. Okay. So if we know that we want to be target market specific and we want to target affiliate marketers, let me ask you this question. What is it that most affiliate marketers want? Like if I was to say, man, you're an affiliate marketer, what's the biggest problem you face right now? Jackie says traffic. Anybody else? Getting leads. All right. Come on, guys. I know you're there. I know you can hear me. I know it's been a long day, but I got some good stuff for you here, I promise. Converting and making sales, converting leads, covering my costs. Awesome. Quality traffic. Okay. So that is really what we're going to hone in here. One of the things that a lot of people want to know is, how do I get more traffic? That is definitely a big one, and I'll give you some examples here in a little bit as well. Okay. So our goal with the lead magnet, the 3-step formula, has to be target market specific. It has to be high value, usable, and easy to consume. Okay. While I am a huge fan of ebooks, okay, I love ebooks. Ebooks are great. And I think ebooks are some of the most powerful pieces of things. Ebooks are really, really good for selling, if you want my opinion. A long ebook is awesome to sell. But from a lead magnet point of view, have you ever noticed that today in this, age that we live in, people's attention spans are so tiny. Okay. They are so tiny today. I mean, we're talking, I've seen studies where it talks about how people's attention spans today are, a goldfish has a longer attention span than a person. Like the average attention span is 8 seconds of a person. A goldfish has 9-second attention span. So that ought to tell you something. It's pretty crazy. But we want something high valuable, usable, and easy to consume. And we'll talk about that here for a second. But you want something also that pre-frames them for your paid offer. So it's already getting them into the mindset of what it is, what's your ultimate offer? What are you trying to, what are you trying to sell? If you're selling a small low-end product, you want it to tie into that, but you want to chart that path where it's a natural progression. It's like, when you start in school, you go to kindergarten, then you go to first grade, then you go to second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay. It's a gradual progression. So each part of your overall funnel, or your value ladder, if you want to call it that, it has to be a next logical step in the process. And the whole, pre-frame will really set that up and put them in the correct mindset. So when they get to that, paid offer, maybe it's a high ticket offer or whatever, they're going to see the value in it because they came in that way thinking about it. Okay. So let's talk about crafting your lead magnet. We want it to be very, very specific. Okay. Very specific. Never let your lead magnet be unclear as to what they're getting. Okay. And let me give you an example of this. Okay. So if I was to say, let's just say to you, I said, hey, you want some soda? Now, you may say, no, I don't want soda. It's horrible for me. Forget that for a second. I know it's not good for you. Okay. But if I said, hey, you want some soda? Your next, question might be, sure, what kind? You see what I mean? What kind? So, but if I said, hey, do you want some Pepsi? Or do you want some Diet Pepsi? Do you want a Coke? Do you want a Sprite? That's specific. Okay, I'm just using that as a goofy example. So many people put together lead magnets that are very, very broad in their, in the way they say it. I've seen lead magnets. I've had clients of mine who have helped, they want my help to get more specific, and they bring me a lead magnet, and it's how to be successful in online marketing. Very, very broad. Okay. You could take that topic in 12 different directions, but it's not specific enough. Sure, people want to know how to be successful, but you've also got to be playing into a little bit of the I want it now mentality, okay? We need something that has almost like a magic pill feel to it, okay? Make a big and high value point that they can take and get results with fast, okay? Now, I know there's no real magic pill, so we don't teach that. I know Legendary doesn't teach that either. But
damn, I thought I was ready for the magic pill. I just want to say that.
I got it in the mail to you, bro. It's coming.
Waiting.
But so we know there's no magic pill for success, okay? However, what you want is you want to come up with something that literally they could take, turn around, and get results with very quickly. Okay, let me give you an example. I have a lead magnet. I have several lead magnets, but I was running a lead magnet, and I'm going to show you that lead magnet here in a minute. It was all about how to get engagement on Facebook posts. Okay. This person opted in. They got my download. They went through it. They grabbed one of the posts, posted it literally within a few minutes of getting it. And about, I don't know, it was maybe a couple hours later, they see my ad again, and they posted a comment, and they said, I downloaded this. I used one of the posts, and I already got 3 conversations going in Messenger about my product. You see what I mean? It was mindless for them to copy it, throw it up there. You know what I mean? Maybe tweak it a little bit so it met what they were doing. But that's what I'm talking about, something that people could do. And it can take a little bit of thinking to come up with this. But right there, I've created an impact on that person's mind that they go, you know what? Wow. If this one little thing that he gave me gets results just based upon what he already told me, I imagine what the rest of his stuff is like, you see? So you're creating a win for that person very quickly. So that's the goal. When I say magic pill, that's what I mean, because if you can help somebody get a quick result on something, you've won that person. You've won them. And that's our goal. So you have to think with the end in mind, the end result. You want to speak to their desired result. What do they want? Okay. Now, I'm not talking about being overly promising. I'm not talking about, being super hypey. Okay. I don't like using hypey language. I like to keep it. I've learned a process many years ago, or a principle, and it was undersell, over deliver, and you create customers for life. Undersell, over deliver. So I want to speak to that end result, but I don't want to hype it too much either. I want to use good, solid language to communicate what it is that I'm trying to help them accomplish, but I don't want to hype it. Okay. Because I don't want to attract people that are into hype. I want to attract people that are very much know this is a business. And, I think you guys feel me. You know that because I know that's what Dave teaches you. Okay. You want to give them something that gives immediate gratification. I know we preach it all the time, immediate delayed gratification, the whole thing of it's going to take some time, but give them something, again, they can use right now. Avoid long drawn out lead magnets. My 47 steps to, doing this. Man, people aren't going to read that. Now, if they buy a book on that, a book, that's a whole different story. A book, they're coming at it with a different mindset, okay? But you want to come at it from a quick, something that gives them immediate gratification. So sometimes it take a little bit to think about, okay? You want it, again, to pre-frame. A good lead magnet will pre-frame your prospect to seek out more information from you, okay? Very much so. Again, if you create an imprint on that person's mind, you've won them. You've won them. people, I'm telling you, this is why I have an email list that is very, very engaging. Okay. They're very engaged. I mean, it's amazing, you know, and these are just things I've learned over the years. But if you can help people get quick wins, I'm telling you, it's going to make all the difference. High value. A free offer shouldn't be cheap. Okay. It should give them something they can use. Perceived value is important as well. Make it look professional. And I'll show you here in a moment how you can do that. Okay. Consume it quickly. Create something your prospects can consume fast. Avoid large video style boot camps. Not saying those are bad, but when you're looking to get a quick lead, you want to draw them in real quick. Boot camps are great. And maybe that's something that you have at some point, but I'm talking about getting the quick, low cost lead, giving them a win. The large style boot camps just don't do it anymore. I'm not saying they don't do it. Let me back up there. I'm not going to say they don't do it, but when you were dealing with people's attention spans, especially in the beginning, okay, they don't know you from Adam. They don't know who you are. You want to give them something real quick, something real quick to get in there and get to know you by, okay? And a standalone value. Your lead magnet should have value all on its own, okay? All on its own. Remember, this is your first impression for your prospect, so you want it to be good, all right? Now let's talk about lead magnet formats, all right? We have PDF downloads, PDF guides, cheat sheets, okay? A product discount if you're into e-com or anything like that. An assessment quiz. Man, assessment quizzes are awesome lead magnets. I'm telling you, you want to engage somebody, set up an assessment quiz. That'll be a great, great lead magnet. A resource list, software, trial membership, a survey, video training, a case study, or a sales offer of some sort. But I am very partial to these three, okay? I love giving away PDFs, PDF downloads, PDF guides, cheat sheets. Dave just talked about it in the beginning, showing Chris and Landon with their ad where they had it in their hands, okay? There's something about when people feel an ownership, okay? If they got something that they can tangibly feel, it's different. That's where, you can have a video training and it's a good lead magnet, but the PDF download, there's something about it. People love downloading to their computer. You know why? Because when it's on their computer, it's mine now. It's mine. You can't take it away. You see what I mean? So you're tapping into that psychology part of it as well. And one of the things that I talk about when I offer a PDF as a download, one of the things I say all the time in my copy on a very regular basis is download it, print it, and keep it on your desk. That's what I say in so much of my ad copy, because I want them to feel that ownership of what it is that I'm giving them, you see? And super powerful. All right, so these are lead magnet formats. Now remember this, PDFs should be no more than 5 to 7 pages max. Occasionally you might go 8 or 9, that's fine, but you want to try and stay within that 5 to 7 pages max, okay? And here, again, it comes back to something quick, easy, fast to consume, a quick win. How can you get them a quick win? Okay. Super key. All right. All right. So naming your lead magnet. This is probably the most important part. Okay. You've got to have a killer name for it. You got to make it just sing, it's just got to speak directly to. And one of the things that I'm a huge fan of when naming your lead magnet is, being able to call out your audience in the lead magnet title. Okay. So for instance, I had a client who she specifically, she owned a greeting card business. Okay. Where she actually, here's what she did. She worked specifically with realtors, real estate agents. And what she did was after someone bought a house, the real estate agent would hire her, and she had all these campaigns set up where she would, send the, a card to their clients on their birthdays, their house anniversary, when they bought their house. And it was just, with a card in it. And what it did basically was just maintaining the relationship. And what she did was we took one of her campaigns and we actually turned one of those campaigns into a lead magnet that was about 7-8 pages long, but it included a couple of the cards, and we called it the Realtors Referral Kit. Okay. This is what the lead magnet was. And all it was a couple simple templates that they could use to follow up and get more referrals. And it was brilliant, man. It came out great in the just the reaction she got to it was amazing, because of course, realtors, real estate agents, they want more referrals. They work hard to get the sale, but what they really want is they want more people referred to them, because that is a lot simpler. We just bought a house here. We absolutely love our real estate agent that we use. She was amazing throughout the whole process. If anybody here needs to buy a house or sell a house, you can be dang sure I'm sending them to her. You know why? It's a good referral. So that's what realtors are looking for. Okay. Here's another one, the Networker's Guide to Social Engagement. With what I promote, I target a lot of network marketers, home business owners. Okay. So I put together a guide called the Networker's Guide to Social Engagement. And it was all about how to get more, and it basically gave 15 copy and paste posts. And it was all about getting more engagement. Super simple. It was a 15 posts. And all I did was give some examples in there of how they were basically templates of how they can get engagement. All right. Another one, 101 live stream ideas. So let me drill down a little bit. Let me go back to the Networker's Guide real quick, and I'm going to dig deep a little bit here for you so you can understand the psychology behind this. Okay. So if I work with a lot of network marketers, okay, and a lot of network marketers on Facebook, the biggest problem they have is getting engagement on Facebook. Okay. So many people are all about spammy. It's kind of how most people start on social media. We were all there. You got to put yourself into that shoes. At one point, more than likely, we're all at that point, unless you were just super, super good. And, but I was a spammer to begin with, and until I learned better. But how do you get engagement? And when they post those links, nobody interacts with it. You know why? Because it's too pitchy, it's too spammy. So the whole goal of it was, how do I help people get more engagement? That's the one thing really that they want to get. They just want somebody, please comment on my post so I can talk to you. You know what I mean? That's what they want to do. So that's what I put together. You see, in their head, you got to join in the conversation going on in your prospects, your target market's head. What is it that's keeping them up at night? What is it while they're trying to do whatever it is that they're doing? If you're building a business, what is it that's keeping you awake? I'm posting on Facebook all the time and I'm not getting any engagement. Bing, there you go. Lead magnet, how to help them get more engagement. So let's go here to the 101 live stream ideas. Okay. I love video. I'm a huge video marketer. I love putting video out. The video content is massive. Dave talked about, how he goes live all the time in the group. Huge. Video connects. What's the biggest issue? One of the biggest issues people have when it comes to creating videos. Well, I don't know what to talk about. Okay, well, if you don't know what to talk about, I'm going to solve that problem for you. I'm going to give you 101 ideas so that you can't use that as an excuse anymore, because people don't know what to talk about. Sometimes they're fearful. Okay. They're fearful. We know that people a lot of times won't get on video because they're afraid. But the other biggest one is they don't know what to talk about. I solve that in the lead magnet. This lead magnet gets ridiculous conversions. Okay. And guess what it leads to? My $297 video marketing course. See what I mean? It's about starting in the beginning. I have the end in mind. My goal is to lead them to a point where, you know what? They're going to purchase my video course because they want to learn all about video. So what I do, 101 live stream ideas. You'd call it 101 video ideas, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Here's another one. The YouTube marketing checklist. Okay. If people are using YouTube, they want to know, okay, give me a step-by-step on, the process of doing that. So I put together a YouTube marketing checklist. Okay. I'm telling you, I get it's amazing. I mean, it speaks to it. And if you've noticed, every one of these lead magnets are very specific. The Realtors Referral Kit, speaking to what they want. The Networker's Guide to Social Engagement, 101 live stream ideas, YouTube marketing. It's giving very specific. It's not saying the marketing checklist. It's saying the YouTube marketing checklist, being very specific here. Okay, here's another one. 14 messenger conversation starters. So again, as I said, I work with a lot of networkers. 14, the biggest problem people have is they don't know how to build rapport. They don't know how to talk to people. They're not sure what to say. Well, guess what? I'm giving you 14 conversation starters so that you can start talking with people, okay? So that you can get to know people, build relationships. It's very simple. Download it, print it, keep it on your desk. So now when they're on social media, I'm not sure what to say. What do? They look at their trusty PDF that's sitting right in front of them that I gave them, and I gave them the instruction to download it, print it, and put it on your desk. Now they can use that as a guide. So what happens every single time they go to have a conversation on Messenger? Guess what happens? They're going to look at that, and who are they going to think of? Me. That's what I want. That's what I want. Just a little win. Boy, you know what? That thing Mark gave me, that's so cool. There's a lead magnet I downloaded for me personally about 2-3 years ago. And it was a lead magnet, and this woman put together this lead magnet, and it was all about the exact words you should and shouldn't use to get maximum reach on your Facebook posts. Very specific. So she listed out all these words that you shouldn't use in posts because they trigger algorithms, and you know what? That's a lead magnet I remember. I mean, I'm on her list. I've been on her list for the last 2 years because I remember that lead magnet was super valuable because it spoke directly to me, who's a social media marketer. So pretty awesome. One more, naming your lead magnet, the affiliate traffic cheat sheet. So one of my clients, affiliate marketer, helped him put this together. We talked about traffic, that's the number one thing. Well, guess what? The affiliate traffic cheat sheet, it was basically 11 hidden sources of affiliate traffic unknown to most affiliate marketers. Who in their right mind who's an affiliate marketer would not download that? You see what I mean? See how specific that is? It's very specific. And so I'm going to give you I'm going to give you something awesome. He put that together in the affiliate marketing niche. I'm not kidding you, was getting 80-cent leads on Facebook ads. 80 cents. That is insanely good, especially from somebody who comes from having $5 to $8 a lead. 80 cents is amazing. So the more specific you are, and if you get the targeting right, you're going to get super cheap leads. It depends on your niche and who you're going after. Okay. But I'll tell you what, the more specific, I'm telling you, you just think about it a little bit, put a little bit of thought, a little bit of effort, really plan it out, come out with something specific and make it sing. That name's got to sing, call them out. Like here, the affiliate traffic cheat sheet, I'm calling out affiliate marketers. The Networker's Guide, I'm calling out networkers. The Realtors referral kit, I'm calling out realtors. And then I'm speaking to what they want. They want referrals, you see? So it's all about just coming up with that name that really, really, they get it, when they see it. Your target market sees it and they know it. All right, so next we have to come up with a subtitle, okay? So a subtitle for your lead magnet. You look at a book, okay? You look at a book, and the book, it has a name, but then it has a subtitle under it, okay? So you have, I don't have an example here, but, a book where it's got the subtitle, okay? So like, for instance, here's this one, the Realtors Referral Kit, 7 copy and paste follow-up templates proven to generate more referrals and attract high-quality buyers and sellers. What do realtors want? They want something easy, copy and paste, follow-up templates. They want to follow up, proven to generate more referrals. They want more referrals, and they want to attract high-quality buyers and sellers. So here's what this whole lead magnet did. It basically gave them some of the templates that she uses, and then guess what? She gets in touch with them, and she says, look, here's how this works. By the way, if you want to outsource this, I'll do all this for you. You see how all of that just pre-framed the whole thing? They're totally sold on the concept of it. And all she's got to do now is introduce her service. It's that simple. You can do all this. I'm giving it all to you. If you want to do it yourself, that's cool. I just hope you get value from it. But if you want to get it off your plate, I'll do it for you. And it was, obviously she's got a high touch business, but as a referral, the lead magnet. Here's another one. The Networker's Guide to Social Engagement. This is my lead magnet. Okay. 15 copy and paste social media posts to boost engagement and attract high quality prospects for any business. Now, some of you might be looking and going, well, copy and paste, Facebook doesn't like that. Well, I know Facebook doesn't like that, which is exactly why in the lead magnet, I tell them to change it up a little bit. And then when they opt in, I have a video that also goes into a little more depth, and I'll talk about that here in just a second for you. But copy and paste is also trigger words. It's simplistic. It's simplistic, and it really is, because you could copy it, paste it, change it up slightly so that it kind of reflects what you want, and it boosts engagement, attracts high quality prospects for any business. This thing, man, I'm telling you, this thing converts like mad. All right, so here's another one. 101 hot live stream ideas. Prime topics designed to attract your ideal prospects. Okay, this one kind of speaks for itself. All right. People, when they're doing video, if they need to know what to say, I give that all to them. It eliminates that whole thing. All right. So let's talk about creating high perceived value. So we've talked about what types of lead magnets to do. We've talked about, how to name them, go specific. I love talking about, just going back to the name. Okay. I'm really a big proponent on guides, cheat sheets, checklists. Those people love step by step. How many of you have ever said, just tell me what to do and I'll do it? Go ahead. Just put it in the chat. Tell me, just put me or whatever. How many of you have said, just tell me what to do and I'll do it? How many of you have prospects that say that? I guarantee, probably people in the group, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Here's the reality of it. That's not always going to work, but that's the way people are thinking. I've always prescribed like this idea, and I've always held on to this idea that draw people in with what they want, but when they come in, you're going to also mix in there what they need. You see? Pull them in with what they want, but then mix in what they need. It's very, very important. You see, because in order to attract people, we have this, this idea in our heads of what we think success really is before we get around awesome people like Dave who really, drill it into us what it really takes. For my whole online career, I've been hanging out with people like Dave Sharp, and just all these leaders in the industry who know what they're talking about. I get around these guys because you know what? I want to think like them. I want to go out there. I want to give value like they do, which is why, when I go to a legendary event specifically, I'm going to get around Dave. I want to get around Dave. I want to pick his brain. I want to find out what he's doing. Next time events are actually, a big thing again, obviously nobody's going to events. Get around Dave. Bug the crap out of him. He's probably going to kill me for telling you that, but just bug him, like talk to him, ask him questions. Like you got to get into Dave's head, find out how he thinks, because I'm telling you, just doing that is going to transform you, and that's really what it's all about. But you've got to really, do that. So creating high perceived value. So it's not just a matter of coming up with a great name. Okay. A great name and a great subtitle. You got to create high perceived value. So let me give you, these are what my lead magnets look like. Okay. So if you were to look at these are super slick. I mean, I think they look awesome. These are two of my lead magnets that I just talked to you about. Okay. It's not just about coming up with a slick name. It's about making it look pro. Okay. So many people have a lead magnet and it looks, it might be a good topic, might be something they could use, but I'm telling you, your first impression is going to make all the difference in the world. So why not head on over, to Fiverr.com, which is, basically where I got these done for like $20 each, and look at how good they look. Here's two more, I mentioned them already. Your essential YouTube checklist, messenger conversation starters. These are my lead magnets. Here's the realtor's referral kit. Look how pro that looks. It looks awesome. It sticks out, in people's minds, and they go, wow, creates high perceived value. Don't chintz on this. Like seriously, 20, 25 bucks. You can find somebody awesome that'll create an amazing cover for you. Don't go over to Canva or buy some. Okay, you're gonna laugh when I tell you this. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this because hopefully it'll communicate to you what you should not be doing. Okay, so a couple years back, I wanted to take some photos of myself, and I wanted to remove the background. I wanted to make them transparent background. Okay, and so I'm like, all right, well, I need to do this. So what did I do? I went and bought a $300 graphics program. I think it was like Adobe After Effects, or I don't know, something like that, whatever it was. And I'm here and I'm taking the picture and I'm trying to remove the damn background. Okay. And about 2.5 hours in, frustrating, wanting to pull my hair out, it hit me like a revelation, like a brick on the head. And I literally said to myself, Mark, what the F are you doing? So I go right over to Fiverr, and guess what I find? Somebody who will remove the backgrounds on 7 of my pictures for $5. I put it in there, and guess what? The next day I had all my pictures, and I was like, oh my gosh, I spent $300 on this program, wasted 2.5 hours of my life because I had this idea that I was going to do it. Guys, don't do that. Okay. Don't go over to Canva. Don't do it yourself. Just have somebody that's really, really good at it. Go and do it. Seriously. Like you're here to learn how to build your business. Fiverr puts outsourcing in the hands of the little guy. Okay. It doesn't take a lot to hire somebody there to do something. And I'm telling you, once you use Fiverr, okay, you're going to love it. And this is it. Go over to Fiverr, find somebody. This specific one that I use, let me just see my mouse here. I love this one right here. Okay. I'm throwing this out to you. This one right here, this is the one I used. All those lead magnets right here, this is the one I used. Probably going to bombard him, but he's freaking amazing. The guy's awesome. There's several other ones in here that are really good too. You just got to search them out, find them, and
Mark,
use
I
them.
just heard a sound.
Go ahead.
Oh, it was a value bomb. Never mind, man. Back over to you.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, this is huge. Like, stop trying to do all these little things yourself. Your time is too valuable. Look, as a business owner, I have learned over the years, I have this thing that happens in my mind, and I guarantee Dave will probably totally agree with me on this because he does it too. I guarantee it. But so there are times where I have, maybe I paid $50 for something and I bought it and it was wrong and I ended up not needing to use it. So immediately, this is just an example, but in my mind, I immediately take I make this calculation in my head. Is it worth my time to pursue a refund? And what is it going to take for me to do it? I'm going to have to go back up to the store, or I can hold on to it, or maybe do this, or I bought it and it was like a 20-minute ride or something. Is it worth me to drive back up there to try and do this? And I do this in my mind all the time. It's a money time equivalent. And I ask myself, is it worth my time? And a lot of times I go, nope, it's not. I just lost $50, but you know what? Hey, it's not worth my time to go spend an hour to try and get it back, because all I need to do is spend time on my business and it's worth way more than $50. Okay. Now that's not always the case, but it's just an example of how you put an importance on what you do. Value your time. Don't get stuck in trying to do your own graphics. That's the whole point of what I'm sharing with you. You got to look out other parts of your business too. What other parts can I outsource? Well, this is the first place you can look, Fiverr. Okay. And there's other great places like, what's some of the other ones out there? I forget. but there's a couple of them. So creating a high converting capture page. So I got about another 10 minutes here and I'll talk about this, but this, yeah, Upwork. There you go. Another one. So Jackie posted Upwork. That's it. So creating a high converting capture page. Okay. So we got these awesome looking lead magnets here. Look awesome, right? Well, guess what? I'm about to share something with you that I learned from Dagan Smith. Remember I told you at the beginning? I learned this from Dagan Smith. And if you don't know who Dagan Smith is, you know, well, he just kind of got back into the game too, actually. I don't know if you knew that, Dave. That was freaking awesome to see. But, you know.
Yep, saw that.
Yeah, just love Dagan. Such a great guy. And, but I learned this trick from him years ago. And I remember when I told you I went back to the fundamentals. This is the thing that I did when I went back. I'm like, why do I get, you know, $5 to $7 leads sometimes? And other times, you know, it's a little more or a little less. And I'm like, and I started to look at my ads to my capture page and I started realizing the incongruency I had. So let me show you this. This is my capture page for my networker's guide. So when you look at this, immediately you see what you're getting. There's no question. You got the guide there. You've got the free download, 15 copy and paste social media posts. It's basically the exact same thing that I put in my ad. And I'll show you that here in just a second. So you come to this page and there's no question what you're going to get when you download it. It's just super clear. You know, it's not like, hey, get my guide on how to be successful in online marketing. No, it's giving them a specific problem that they face and it's doing that. But this capture page right here, and then I have my picture. Now that's me on stage speaking. You may not have that, but I'll tell you what, if you have a picture of you and Dave, put that in there. You know what I mean? If you go to an event, make sure you get some pictures of you up on stage. Maybe you walk the stage and get, you know, an award or something. Get pictures of all that. You got to think down the road of how you can use that stuff in your marketing. But if not, so what? I have one of my clients who she put a picture up there of her hiking in the mountains. Killer background. I mean, just killer. It just like represents like, you know, being out, being free and all that. And you have a little blurb of yourself and just speak a little bit. Now you might say, well, I don't have any success to speak of. I guarantee if you look back on your life, you have success. Okay. I have a client of mine right now. We just put something together like this for him. He's like, well, I don't have any success. I'm like, really? What do you do? You know, what do you do for a living? He's a retired EMS, like an emergency, what do you call it? A paramedic. I mean, I'm talking top of the line. I'm talking this guy's received rewards after reward after reward. And so we put that in there because you know what? It speaks to his credibility. It doesn't necessarily have to be that he was successful in online marketing. It's that he's a successful individual, period. You know, he just, period. And, you know, when you have that shift, you put that. So it's just something that's about maybe 2 to 3 sentences that gives them a quick, who is this person? And you're getting your face in front of them. So this capture page right here is the one I showed you at the beginning that converted at 81%. If you take a screenshot of this and you build capture pages like this with a good quality lead magnet, I'm telling you, this layout works. And I've proven it over, not just in my own, but my clients, my students. It's what I show them to do. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. When they opt in, this is what it's my thank you page. I also like to call it my influence magnifier because I want to magnify my influence. So what I do in this typical thank you video is I went through, now that they got the lead magnet, I wanted to go through it and give them some additional insights into how they could potentially use it and how they could change up some of the words and how they could begin to get conversations going based upon the posts that they use. So in this video, that's what I did. And then because I'm giving them all this influence, I also weaved in a product of my own product that I used and what it does or that I created. And I also have a timer that started, but basically it's 72 hours if they want to purchase this price of $27 product, the one I showed you. Okay. And it ties into exactly what I'm saying when it comes to using this lead magnet. Okay. So it's a thank you page. I call it the influence magnifier because your goal is to create more influence over the person. You see, you want them to go, holy cow, not only did I get this killer thing, and to be honest with you, my video here is 11 minutes and 50 seconds, way too long. I mean, I get long-winded, at times, but the truth of the matter is you should make that video about 3 to 5 minutes, try to keep it quick to the point, but increase your influence. And that video also helps you to build rapport with your prospect and have them kind of, sear themselves in yourself in their mind. But then I have my offer, which goes right in line with the engagement. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to end it here, but here's when you set up your Facebook ad. Remember how I talked to you about how I get an 81% opt-in rate? This is why I get an 81% opt-in rate, because I learned this from Dagan Smith years ago. Congruency. Look at my ad and look at my capture page. They're essentially the exact same. When you look at that ad, it's very clear on what you're getting. You get to the page, it's the exact same thing. When people see an ad, okay, and they see it and they get to the page and it's something different, there's a disconnect in their mind. You see, we're like, well, wait a second. I clicked on it to get this guide and you're talking about, something else. So the images are exactly the same. And I learned that from Dagan Smith years ago, because he would do solo ads. He'd send out all these solo ads on email lists. And so what he did, and I learned this in a training, his solo ad essentially was the exact same copy that was on his capture page. And that's why he was able to get a solo ad and generate thousands of leads a day, because of that congruency. So what happens is, anytime in a prospect's mind, you put up a wall somewhere, like you put up a wall or you cause any confusion in the process, your conversions are going to go down. So there can't be a disconnect. Like, your goal is to reduce buyer or prospect resistance. So you always have to be thinking of that. When I put an ad together or I put a funnel together, or it's always a thought process in my head. Where are my bottlenecks? Where is it that I'm going to find resistance? And I'm telling you, this is partly why. I see people doing Facebook ads and then they're sending them to a page that's like totally different message. There's a disconnect. This is why I'm able to get that. I promise you that if you do this, and you test it and really work it, you're going to get some great lead costs, especially on Facebook. And I can continue to do this over and over. It's not just me. I've got students that are doing this. I've got clients that are doing this. And I'm telling you, it works, and it works really, really well. This is the simplistic nature of creating a lead magnet, okay? Don't make it difficult. Don't make it difficult. Congruency is the key with your ads. If you want the highest possible conversions, that's how you do it. Lead magnet must be specific. It's got to be something that helps them get some quick result. And maybe that's not always possible with depending on your niche, but you want to put a little thought into it. Don't overthink it, but really think about it. Like, get into your prospect's head, come up with that concept and formulate it and put it together, and just come up with this very basic funnel. A lot of you guys have ClickFunnels. You can totally build these out in ClickFunnels, this style of template. So if you want to take this screenshot, go ahead, take a screenshot here. Just if there's anything you remember, it's congruency with your ads to the capture page will get you the highest possible conversion. So I hope you guys got some serious value from that. I hope, this stuff gets me geeked and excited because it's the start of the process. It's the absolute start of the process. And it makes all the difference in the world when you're trying to generate leads. So
dude,
there you go, man.
I'm just like sitting over here going, I just don't know. I just hope people are just still awake and really taking that all in, because you just gave away what I believe is a huge missing piece in the lead generation sort of advertising process. There's a lot of people out there who talk about Facebook ads in this sort of general, it gets put up here in this sort of like general, kind of ambiguous, but yet up on this pedestal as if it's like the holy grail. But the truth is that advertising really just, it doesn't matter whether you're doing it on Facebook or like Andre taught earlier today on Microsoft, like he taught Microsoft ads. In any of these platforms, you can just go in. Like sometimes us marketers, Mark, don't we like overcomplicate running an ad on like the Google platform? Like there's people who are running like mom and pop lawn service and plumbing businesses who are running their own ads on Google and who never overthink it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like we humans, we just love complication. Like I don't know what it is. Like, and here's what I think it is sometimes. You know, aspiring entrepreneurs, you know, come from a lot of times an employee background. We've worked for somebody, which, you know, nothing wrong with being an employee, I'm not saying that. But the point is that it's a different mindset. You know, we're kind of told what we need to do. Here's what's expected of us. And a lot of times we have that disconnect where we think something can't be this simple. It really can't be this simple. I'm telling you, lead generation is a lot simpler than we make it. You know, we complicate the crap out of it and we make it way harder than it really is. And I'm telling you, you simplify the whole thing and it makes all the difference in the world.
So I'm thinking about some of these folks on Daryl just asked like about, and we've got some kind of, you know, the typical sort of, and guys, I don't mean this by any disrespect, but it's a very typical comment or question that probably Mark's gotten. I know I've gotten a lot over my career as an educator is like, well, I'm new. I don't have any knowledge to give away in a PDF. I don't, you know, how, like Daryl's specific question, did you study information and did your information that you put in your PDF come from like experience and research, then creating a book or PDF from that? Like how do you answer that person who legitimately, I would assume that you guys legitimately do feel like you have maybe nothing that you can offer inside of a PDF or a lead magnet. I, of course, will always talk people up, Mark, and say you have a lot more value than you are giving yourself credit for. But if somebody is in that space to where they say, I want to get started generating leads right away, but I feel like I don't have enough information about, you know, making money myself, or if I'm working in another niche, they feel kind of stuck about how to go about getting, how would you coach that person?
So there's two things. First, you need to make sure you're understanding who you're speaking to. This is one of the most important things that we need to know. If you have a specific product, who is the market you're talking to? It's like if I was selling some type of a vacation, you know, product, who would I speak to? What about people that potentially have bought timeshares in the past? Those people have ideas of travel, you know. I'm just using that as an example, but it's very important that you know who you're speaking to first and foremost. And then there's this absolutely incredible tool I use, and it's called Google. And I go there and I search and I do a little bit of research. Yeah, I mean, really, like for instance, you know, some of the ideas, you know, like the live stream ideas. I go out there and I find what other people are doing and I just mimic. I don't copy, I mimic, okay, what they're doing. You would have no idea how big my swipe file is, okay? I buy products and services strictly to go through the funnel. And I literally copy everything else, not because I'm going to copy it and use it for my own, but it's for ideas. So what'll happen is I've found ads on Facebook, and I'm using this example to, you know, to really give you some ideas. It's like my idea file. Okay. Yeah. So I'll take an ad, and I've seen some of these big story ads, which are really good. And I know some of the people that do some of these, and I'll copy them and putting them in my Evernote. Then I go to write my own ad, and I'll literally put theirs in front of me and mine next to it. And I'll follow the, you know, the structure of what they have all in my own words. You know, and I look at what they're doing and I write it in my own words, what they're saying.
So let's just say that we wanted to target other marketers. I want to do what you just did.
Yeah.
Live for people. So let's say that we wanted to make a lead magnet on how to effectively use Messenger, okay, or ManyChat, generate leads via Messenger.
Yep.
Or if we wanted to, let's even simplify it further. If we wanted to show people just how to generate free leads 10 ways, or if we wanted to come up with some sort of a list of ways that somebody could generate leads and traffic for free on Facebook. So I could go here and I could say, how can I, even more so, list of ways I can generate leads for free on Facebook. Okay.
Yep.
So I love how you still target network marketers. It really, I don't think, quite frankly, I've missed out on that niche for many years because I used to run a lot of products, training products and network marketing, but it's paid your bills for many years, right?
Oh man.
I mean,
it's
just training people from that niche specifically who are chasing
my background,
friends and family.
Even though I'm not technically building a network marketing business, I'm a product creator. That's my niche.
You're training people from that niche on how to learn to market online. It's how I got my start. It's how I got my start marketing online. But look at this. So HubSpot, 12 of the best Facebook post ideas for Facebook lead generation. So right here, this article alone is probably going to give me information that I can repurpose. Now, I want you guys to think about this. Mark, you may have more experience, certainly probably all of you, than I do doing research and reports in school. I don't know, maybe you guys were good students, maybe you weren't, but I did very little in school in terms of research and reports. I was not a good studier. My brain was but
I think this is why you and I click, because you're speaking directly to me. It's exactly the way I was.
My wife is great at school. She can do it effortlessly. She's a good researcher. But here's what I do remember. I remember when they taught me to write reports and so forth, I had to go out to books and encyclopedias and so forth, and I had to get information, and I then had to use that for my reports, right? That was, I had to, in a sense, repurpose that content.
Yep.
So that's you guys are all wondering, oh gosh, how do I, you're making it all about you. You need to stop making it about you. And this is one of the big lessons that changed things for me. And it's one of the big lessons that will change things for all of you if you really understand it. Stop worrying about being interesting and worry about being interested in their problem. And how you guys are wondering, well, what is value? How do I give value? I'm telling you, and Mark's telling you right now, I want you guys to walk away with this last nugget, last big bomb of the day. We've gone over, which this is one of the things that if you follow Mark, and I encourage all of you guys to do, and if you obviously part of the legendary community, hey, we're sitting here over delivering, going because that's what we do. That's another way that you deliver value. You under promise, over deliver, like what Mark said. Mark's been gracious enough that we were supposed to be out of here at 5, I think, and he's right. You're supposed to come on at 4, I think.
Hey man, I love this stuff. I could talk about it all night long.
and he's still here. But anyways, my point is, I want to make sure that we really dial in. Mark didn't even mention, besides the introduction, what he's done or his accolades or his success. I, of course, and I told you that about Mark, he's not going to go bragging about himself. I just know him. But what did he do? He gave you through this training tons of value that can apply to your business. And suddenly Mark is somebody of authority, somebody to listen to. He's somebody who we trust. If you just met him, you trust him now. The same thing happens in your marketing. When you go out and you do your research, okay, I've got 12 types of Facebook posts that can help me generate leads for my business page. Number one, post landing pages for offers directly from Facebook. If I go back, I've got 12 ways on this article. If I go back, I can probably find a couple of other articles, a 7-step plan for generating leads. I can probably, from just the first page, 6 Facebook lead generation mistakes, 4 ways to generate leads from Facebook. From just the articles on this first page of Google, I can pull what I believe are the top 10 ways or even the top 5 ways. And then what can I do? Translate that onto a either Word or Pages document, right?
Yep.
And then all I do is I send that over to that person on Fiverr and I say, whip this into a nice, neat, cool looking PDF. Guys, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't design PDFs. I send it over to somebody on Fiverr or Upwork or whatever, the same way that Mark does. And I also say, build me that nice graphic that Mark showed you there before.
Yep.
So that's how simple this can be. It's not about being interesting. It's not about us. It's not about our results. It's about the value that we deliver. Now, Daryl, you're brand new. I've seen you asking many questions. Okay, I've seen you asking many questions, Daryl Franklin. You're brand new. Did the explanation that I just gave about how to build a lead magnet on top of what Mark went through over the past hour for us, does that make sense about how you deliver value, how you create a short ebook or download that you can use as a lead magnet? Daryl, does that make sense to you? I just want to check in with somebody who I know is new. So let me know in the comments. You don't need to drive to the library anymore. It's all online. That's right. That helps a lot. All right, Daryl. I want to make sure this really makes sense. Hey, I had a question about PLR content. Another thing that that is big is sort of PLR content. Here's no, it's not. PLR content. So if I just do a Google search of PLR content, I can find many different sites, Mark, that will sell PLR. Now, what is PLR? It's private label rights content. I had a site that I thought was pretty good, PLR content store. I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but I had found it a couple of weeks ago when I was kind of looking around at PLR content myself. But anyways, they're private label rights. It's basically pre-written or created ebooks. And if I go here to this plrproducts.com, I can go to, say, marketing, and I can go here to affiliate marketing, and I can find pre-made content. Mark, what is your feeling for somebody who's new? How do you feel about PLR content?
I'm not against it. I think the biggest thing with it is just making sure, because I've bought PLR in the past myself, but then I go through it and I'm like, this is the worst. I've bought stuff that really wasn't. You just have to remember this, okay? I'm not against it, but it can be a good starting point for you. My thing is just making sure, number one, that the name is nailed, the subtitle is nailed, it looks sharp, and the content is solid. And if the content is solid, go for it.
Yeah.
I know for me, and this comes back to what I said at the beginning, when I talk about, I am very, very anal about what I put my name on.
Yeah.
So my goal is to make sure that when I give something, I'm giving it all the best. So PLR is a great starting point, but make sure, I wouldn't just buy it and then just throw it out there with your name on it and not really go through it. Spend a little time, go through it. Make sure it's it's solid content. And if you need to make some changes, make the changes, but make it awesomer. If it's awesome, make it awesomer with your spin. Yeah. And it'll go a long way.
Yeah. So guys, there are lots of light bulb moments that Cindy said that you gave her a light bulb moment had my light bulb moment. So that's awesome. Um, Patrick, Doc said he could listen to you for hours. So this is good. I'm glad this is clicking for you guys. Misty said hardest part seems to be narrowing down your niche. Well, Misty, I would say that it's all in what products you're promoting. Like, what niche do you want to work in? If one of the easiest niches to work in is the make money online space. It's one of the easiest niches to work in. If you've gone through if you've bought our blueprints and gone through our decade in a day, you know that we teach you sort of how to go into other niches first, like dog training and parenting and so forth, and run affiliate marketing campaigns to kind of get the feeling of how to run an advertisement and how to actually target an audience and launch an ad and so forth. But Mark, what would you, if somebody asked that question to you, how would you direct them? How would you respond to the hardest part seems narrowing down your niche? What would you say to that? Or how have you coached people in the past who see that as maybe not a roadblock, but a hurdle?
I think the biggest thing is understanding, like, what's the product you're promoting? Start there. I mean, and if you don't have one, then you would have to say, okay, what do I want to promote? What do I feel passionate about promoting? I know one of my students and clients, he's in the keto niche, and he loves everything about keto. Like, he's passionate about it. He loves it. And so we put together a lead magnet for him, and it's the Busy Moms Keto Kit. And it's like 7 days of breakfast, lunch, and dinners in the keto niche. It's just a recipe. That's his lead magnet, but he loves everything about it. So when it comes down to narrowing down your niche, like, ask yourself, like, what am I passionate about? Me, I'm a marketing guy. Like, I love marketing. If you'd have told me 20 years ago, I'd be sitting up here talking about marketing, I'd probably told you you're crazy. But, when I found out how much I love it, the challenge of it, the psychology behind it, all that, I really found my niche.
Yeah.
So you got to ask yourself, like, what is it you feel passionate about? You can go out there and promote all kinds of products. But for me, in the end of the day, I want to make money, but I want to make money doing something I really love. That's just me. So I think you just have to kind of sit down and ask yourself, what are you passionate about? I mean, if you're an affiliate marketer here and you love what Legendary has, with all your heart and soul, go out there and promote it, and be an evangelist for it, And so I think it really comes down to the person, what they're passionate about, what do they want to promote, and then just find out. The biggest thing is, once you kind of get a basic idea of what you want to promote, go out and find other people that are successful at it. Go see what other people are doing too, and get a feel for how they're doing things. Find the biggest people in that niche. But, I think it's just really a lot of times personal preference,
Yeah. I mean, you guys got to ask yourself, are you going to be the face of your business, or are you going to be a spokesperson for your business? Or are you going to essentially find a spokesperson for your business? I mean, if you guys are comfortable being the face or the voice of your business, then that can also help narrow things down for you too. At this point, my hope is that the majority of you guys have figured that out, have decided that I'm going to be the voice of my business and I'm going to represent and be the spokesperson of my business. If you haven't, then you need to figure out, for the offer that you're going to promote, who the spokesperson is going to be. Mark, we teach people to create pen names and even go and buy royalty-free images. So if you're running, traffic to, say, various offers on ClickBank, I may not be the best spokesperson for an offer on parenting or something, or on woodworking. Maybe I'd rather go and get a royalty-free image of an older gentleman working in a woodworking shop, and therefore he becomes my pen name spokesperson. But either way, it doesn't matter, because the process of generating leads and sales for that business is always going to be the same. It's always going to be the same. It's building out a powerful lead magnet, a powerful giveaway, and then generating leads. So each and every one of you guys, when we go through the challenge initially, when you first came in, we talked about learning how to use funnels, learning how to kind of build a basic landing page, and what Mark's just gone over in terms of building a lead magnet, some sort of a giveaway, is crucial. And I think in terms of what your giveaway is, I think when we saw Landon and Chris Stapleton talk, give that example of their giveaway, even though they were bringing people into their group, we saw a couple of different applications. They were doing a giveaway, and then they directed people into their group to sort of fill out a questionnaire as they were entering into their group, and then they private message them and start a conversation, and then eventually make a higher ticket sale into a coaching program. You gave the basic lead magnet to tripwire product example, which was the free giveaway, the free PDF giveaway, to the low ticket front end offer, which is more of a great affiliate model, right? You have a customized, free lead magnet of some sort that you've created that's customized and branded to you. And then on the thank you page, you say, hey, your lead magnet, whatever it is, will be in your inbox within 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. Please watch this video below while you wait on it. And that's your bridge page video. That's your video to where you say, hey, I'm so glad that you opted in to get my 10 best ways to generate free leads on Facebook. Now, I'm somebody who's passionate about internet marketing, and there's so many different people that you can listen to. Some of them are good, and some of them, unfortunately, are not so good. And I've run into a lot of people who are not so good. So I wanted to introduce you to a training program and somebody who I really highly trust, who's taught me so much about marketing and making money online. And I just know that if you watch this short video on the next page, that you also, too, can have a major breakthrough in your business, and it can potentially make you a lot of money, and it will also save you a lot of time and money too. So yes, watch your email for that free download that you just opted in for. But while you're waiting for it, click the button below and head on over and listen to my mentor, Sam, or my mentor, Mark, or my highest top recommendation for how to learn how to make money online, Dave. You guys get it?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I got a little pro tip here that I'm going to throw in here. So this is one of the ways that I get a highly responsive email list, okay? I treat my list almost like a social network. So that first email that goes out that delivers the lead magnet, one of the things that I put in that email is, can you do me a favor? Technology's buggy sometimes. I want to make sure that I held up my end of the bargain. I want to make sure you got this lead magnet. Can you do me a favor? Hit that reply button and just say, got it, received, something like that. I'm telling you, I get replies all day long. And you know what I do? I reply back to them and I say, awesome. Thanks so much, Dave. I appreciate you emailing me. Enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah.
That little thing right there is a special touch, right? That people don't give. You know, Chris and Landon said it right before I came on. It's blending high tech with high touch. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, they nailed it when they said that. It's high tech with high touch, you know, for their business, for mine. And that's why, you know, I know my business has been able to grow is because I have that high touch, you know, feel and the way I do things. The funny thing is that all of my high touch, a lot of times, I still automate some of it. I have funnels where I get people's phone numbers, and then I have it set up in the automation where 14 days later, they get a text message from me. And it says, hey, I'm just checking in with you. My camera's going out there. I'm just checking in with you. How's things going? Are you enjoying the product? Yeah. And I'll get a text back, and the service I use sends me an email.
Yeah.
All I do is reply to the email and it texts them back.
What is that service? Just curious.
It's called ClickSend.
ClickSend. Nice.
Yep. And so I can integrate it right in with what I do. Why isn't my camera doing that?
I don't know. Are you on a webcam?
Yeah, I'm on there we go.
Nice. All right. Well, dude, if you give us any more, our heads are going to explode.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, it's just, it's been, I can't speak. I mean, I have learned a lot today, and I'm the guy who's supposed to, you know, have, you know, all the wisdom. I don't. I'm a student just like the rest of you guys. And I have learned a lot. I've been sort of re-inspired by your segment in particular about going after sub niches in the make money online space with specific giveaways. I had a funnel back in the day that was targeted to network marketers, and it did really well. It followed the exact blueprint that you laid out here. It was giving away a lead magnet on the front end. I had a little $4 thing and a couple of upsells, and then we sold something on the phone, and we were generating something ridiculous, like every lead that we generated was worth over $10 to us. So I mean, every time somebody actually opted into our landing page for that free giveaway, it was like somebody was putting $10 in our pocket. Like we reversed the math back to where we just wanted to get more leads. I mean, that's how valuable giving that free thing away. So I want you guys to imagine that as your career expands, at first you do affiliate marketing, and you can make enough if you've got a good high ticket offer that you're promoting. You can get enough to where it backs down. You break down the math to where, golly, every single time somebody opts in to my funnel, it's like somebody's putting a $5 bill into my pocket. I mean, you can, if you track your numbers correctly and do it right. But then as your career grows, Mark has created his own products. That's one of the reasons why he had created the digital courses blueprint that we have in our back office, because now he is able to sell his own products on his thank you pages. And that's something that Mark enjoys training. We have a lot of affiliates who don't even want to get on and do any training or speaking. You just happen to want to do that and enjoy doing it. But you know, this lead magnet piece, I just am so thankful that you decided to be so specific with what you came and trained and taught about, because this training that you just did, Mark, I hope you're okay with it, but it's going to live on in our back office training portal for people. I'm going to make it I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into our main blueprints training and make everybody go through it, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. 100%, man. Anytime I come in here, man, I have no other agenda to come in here and just bless you guys with what I've been blessed with, man, because I've learned, you know, just so much over the years, and, you know, I'm grateful. I mean, you know, I've been full-time online marketer since, you know, 2012. And anytime I can help, you know, people do this for me, I get more pleasure out of that. I mean, I like making money. Everybody does. But to me, it's not about just making money. It's about how can you help others do the same. You know, I mean, any Joe can go out there and make money, but it's about how do you help others do it too, which is why you labor day in and day out as well. It's not just about how much can Dave Sharp make. It's about how can I help these other people do it too. You know,
well, we wouldn't be here at 6:05 having supposed to have ended at 5 if we only gave a shit about, you know, making a quick buck and getting out of there. I mean, quite frankly, Mark, my wife came to me, she's in charge of our events, and she said, how can we over deliver for the people who are in our mastermind who are not able to get together because of COVID right now, right? So my wife and I and I got to give her credit for this event because it was her idea to say, how can we over deliver to the people? We're not here to sell anything. We're just here to say, you guys bought a mastermind. We can't get together right now. So let's get together in the best way that we can and continue to grow, stay connected also. Mark, I think getting on and just kind of seeing each other during this time is healthy as well, just for our mental health.
It is, man. And I just want to say before we, you know, get off here, first off, congrats to you, man. New baby on the way.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, taking advantage of that quarantine time. I knew I could count on you there, man.
Busy man. At it again.
Yeah.
No, it was before the quarantine.
Oh, okay.
Come on, huh?
Oh,
never ruin a good story with the truth, darling.
Oh, that's right. That's awesome.
Well,
no, but anytime, man, you know, anytime you need it, you just let me know. I'm here. I really appreciate you guys. And it's always a great blessing to be a part of it here.